Finally game time on the city of Jeddah. This is my proudest table I've ever made. As I've said before, the level of depth and interaction modularity has really changed how I'm going to approach all of my builds from now on. The game was Emperor Palpatine coming to the planet to oversee the pitiful rebellion that's trying to stop them from harvesting Kyber Crystal, led by a young Princess Leia. The events taking place before Rogue One was a good excuse for me to get Emperor Palpatine back to the table, which has been a couple of years, and I have kit bashed my own generals, hand sculpted, that have been seen in the briefing room. Captain Daldonna and that tubby guy with the mustache. So I just wanted to put a bunch of minutes on the table. I wanted to have a really straightforward game. We had 3 buildings, interiors that were places of interest to lock down for extra points at the end of the round, which got people in and up the buildings as well. And it played exactly how I hoped it would be. Higher terrain made for better gameplay. Visually, it was really filmic, and the expansive epicness of it didn't hinder gameplay at all. It was one of the funner games of Legion I'd had. And of course, you just give everyone an additional grappling hook card and log those points in, and you basically get a board that is as vertical to play on as horizontal without any hiccups. Again, thanks especially to the smaller sizes of the Legion bases, which most of this terrain was made for before Shatterpoint was even a glimmer in the eye of was Fantasy Flight Studios still owned the rights to this game by then. So my mate Camden came round, and he's the brains of the operation whenever I have a game. He knows how to play Shatterpoint for my early games of that, and games flow really fast and fun with Cam. He played the Rebels, and it was a tie game in the end. Some really fun things happened with the Emperor using all of his life force to kill Princess Leia, only to be his last hit point to be taken out by a shot from a Mon Calamari sniper who had occupied one of the buildings and was actually the perfect height to be shooting out of it. So visually it was all pretty good. The low walls I made for the side awnings for the pits were perfect, mid-level cover terrain as I'd hoped, so everyone drew themselves up to those. Market stalls worked perfectly, and didn't block a lot of line of sight for the Walker though, which managed to put a few good shots into Leia until she died. And I kit bashed up a Amidala sculpture, Princess Amidala, to be a young Princess Leia, because I really like the model, but I don't care for the prequels, so that worked out for me. And so I got to use her cards for the first time, which was great to play with. There's the sniper there. Overall, just really wanted to show you how this worked out and how this looks visually after all that work and all those extra touches to make your scenery pop and look earthy and visual and lived in. It just makes for such awesome gameplay. It was such a nice time playing on this, and I really needed a game because I've been working so much and just really building all of this stuff and never getting to really play on it. So I made sure I put one day aside last week to get a game on this. I'd love to play a Shatterpoint game on it as well. I'm hoping to soon if there's room for it to stay set up in my studio here. But ultimately, it's once again on to the next build, and we are going to be doing a Patreon vote to see what the next build is going to be.